The Young Sheldon series finale featured a poignant burial sequence that elucidated the many ways in which the family members dealt with George's passing. While Sheldon chooses not to say goodbye to his father one more time and instead says in a voiceover that he chose to ignore his sadness, Missy and Georgie approach the open coffin to say farewell to their father. Though it was a difficult choice, co-showrunner Steve Holland has disclosed that there were two sequences that they eventually opted to delete from the Young Sheldon finale. The selected moments precisely hit the mix of emotion and character introspection. He clarified in an Entertainment Weekly interview that the infant of Georgie and Missy was intended to be wailing at the beginning of the funeral, along with another scene in which Sheldon's instructors are attempting to console him. The infant was planned to give some comic relief when it cried, and it would have been heard as the funeral started, but in the end, it was cut. In the initial cut, Sheldon's professors attempted to console him by utilizing academic discourse. However, Steve believed that Sheldon should be free to grieve as he chose. According to Steve Holland, there were more quips and efforts at humor in the screenplay that we actually shot, but we decided to cut them out during editing since they seemed a little off-key. Upon seeing it again, we came to the realization that we had earned this family's right to grieve, and that doing so was truly honoring George S.R. and the family's true feelings. We weren't required to always aim for the joke's release valve. The process of determining that tone ultimately required us to go all the way into editing, he said. But there are still lighthearted moments and occasional giggles. It was important for us to allow ourselves to pause and not always go for the humor. People should be allowed to grieve because this family is hurting, and the viewers who have grown in love with George S.R. And this family will also be grieving. It's acceptable to experience such feelings, and we didn't think it was necessary to constantly be lighthearted.